Hello again, how are you? So, I thought today we could have a look at my Game Boy Advance. So this is pretty old, it's from when I was a teenager, roughly, showing my age. But this is all scratched up, some of the buttons don't work, and it's in relatively poor condition. So, rather than repair it how it is, I've got a box of goodies here from China. Should we take a look? So here are said goodies. In the box we get something that's off screen, a replacement GBA motherboard. How about that? The only thing this needs is the CPU and RAM from your original board, because obviously Nintendo would come running if they re-implemented that. And I also have ordered myself a purple case, which looks very nice indeed. You can put batteries in, but you'll see I've ordered something else that makes that obsolete. In this rather snazzy, gigantic Game Boy cartridge looking box, which I never noticed before, that's quite cool, is the LCD screen. Yes, the LCD screen, so you get a replacement for those as well. How about that? And in this little box here, don't know if you can tell, but going by the gold, you can tell it's probably a battery. And even better, you can tell just in that little slot there that we have a USB-C rechargeable battery. How about that? Very nice. And of course, I don't know how legal this is, but it comes with a little serial number sticker for the back of the box. Back of the Game Boy. So I don't know if I should just replace it with my one, but I don't know, we'll play it by ear. Why not? Got some replacement silicons for the buttons, and just pushing them like that, they do seem a fair smack better than the ones on my existing Game Boy Advance. And of course, we have an improved speaker. Now, I'll tell you, Funnyplaying were actually really nice with this, because when I did the order, I forgot to put this in. Because I was thinking, oh, I'll just reuse the speaker out my Game Boy Advance. But apparently, that's not brilliant, because it can blow it out, because it's a lot more powerful. So I went to order a speaker and add it onto the order, but of course I'd already done the order, and I'd have to pay shipping again. So I contacted them and I said, hey, I forgot to put a speaker on, and they actually give me a code for free shipping and to email them back once I'd ordered it. So I just paid for the price of the speaker, emailed them back, and they said okie dokie. And when I got the order through, this was in the same box. So very well done, guys. Good customer service there. That's a lesson for everyone else. And of course, we've got these lovely buttons and caps. For example, you see these long ones, they replace those there. Yeah, good times. And lovely little D-pad as well. Brilliant. Okay, and with that, let's move on. But with the Funnyplaying FPGA board, we can build a whole new Game Boy Advance with IPS screen, more recent technology. Very nice. The only thing we need to take out of this fella is the CPU and the RAM, and then we can build a whole new toy. How about that? So first thing we need to do is obviously take our GBA apart.
And there we are. So this, well, let's go the other way. These are the chips we need to remove. And they are also the chips we need to resolder to the new motherboard. Good times. So we'll go under the scope here, and the best way to do this is probably with a hot air gun, I would say. So we need more than just hot air to remove these. We need to be anti-static, because the last thing you want is to fry these things. Can you imagine? I'd rather not, if that's all the same to you. So I'm just going to strap myself in, bite down a stick, and think of England. Now I'm going to strap myself in, so you might hear a lot of clicking and clacking as it sort of waves over the keyboard. And I'm going to use my MG Chemicals flux paste here, because we're going to need some flux to help free these, because obviously they haven't been free in a very, very long time. So let's get some flux out here. La la la. I'm going to swamp it in flux, because I just care about getting these out without ruining anything. So when you're just doing that, you can never have too much. Of course, the board will be kept for spares or repairs. My own spares or repairs, this is, not... we'll be flogging it on eBay. Of course, if anyone actually needs this board, then, you know, let me know. I'll happily send it to one of you guys instead. But for now, that should be enough. Okay, so I'm going to set my temp 450. And my airflow at 90, whatever that is. And of course, if you want to know what hot air station I've got, it's in the description below the video. Okay then. Here goes. Can we move you? Yes, we can. Okay. Now for the RAM. The RAM shouldn't take as long because it's been benefiting from the same heat as the other thing. The other thing being the CPU. So I should probably refer to it as such, shouldn't I? And there we go. And we can put our heat gun back on its little stand. And there we are. There's our SRAM and our CPU out of the main board. Good times, eh? And here's our main board, ladies and gents. So as you can see, that is our CPU. I would say socket, but it's not really, is it? Let's be honest. And of course, next to it, you can see our RAM. So this is the Funnyplaying board, essentially. It's rather snazzy. You can actually choose your colour. I chose this one. I think mainly because it was in stock. Okay, so what we're going to do first then is we're going to get, if I can speak English, the CPU in first. Okay, that's that. So while the board's hot, this is where I am going to get this flux off. Because flux is always easier to remove when the board's warm. Yeah, once that's dried out, that should be those soldered. And of course, I think I can see a couple of bridged pins. So off camera, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over those because we can see sort of, just give me tweezers. I think I can see one about here. There's some weirdness going on down here. There's a couple there and there's one there. And the top pins, I'll just check if they're all connected. But I'll do that all off camera and we'll come back and assemble the rest of the board.
2 hours later.
Okay, and to inspect those said pins, I've put on a different lens on my microscope, so it's a lot closer than you're probably used to. But as you can see, everything looks okay on the CPU. That pin up there was already bent on the CPU. I'm not quite sure what happened previous to me owning the Game Boy, but I have checked the pin. The continuity is all fine, and the continuity is all fine here. This, I think, is probably just some flux I didn't quite get rid of. Leave that with me, I'll sort that. And down this side you can see everything, some are a little squiffy, but yeah, they're all connected. Now the RAM, as you can see on this side, everything looks perfect. However, I did need to reflow a little bit on the left hand side, and by doing so, it's possible, I cannot confirm or deny, that I may have damaged a trace. So dramatic music. Yeah. So everything's slightly off on this one because a lot of the pins were actually bent, which I never noticed on the smaller you know, on the further away lens, I never noticed the pins on the RAM were bent. So I kind of had to sort of finagle them. So everything's slightly off. However, I cannot point this out enough. They are all connected, okay? They are all connected. And yeah, while that looks like a tree trunk, it's not. That's just the size of the pins. I would say that's not even a needle's width. That's magnet wire, in case you're aware of the types. So yeah, very small indeed. Wasn't fun, I'll tell you that much. Anyway, so yes, I did lift a trace, so I had to sort of bridge it with that, but the continuity is there now. That's the main thing, and we're all good. So as you can see, everything's slightly squiffy, but it's all connected. Okay, it's all connected. So, shall we get assembling? Okay, next thing we have to do is put our new speaker in. Good times. So, the good thing is, these wires seem to be pre-tinned, so very nice, and non-polarized, so we can put it in anywhere we want. So what we're going to have to do is solder it to the other side of the board. So let's get those pushed through, Louis through, and then we can fold the wire around and have the speaker rest there. It's got a nice little housing to go in, so it doesn't matter too much at this point. And then we can just fold her over like that, and that's ready to go in the case. Clever, eh? Okay, so the next thing we need to do here is solder some wires onto this lovely ribbon cable. And this came in the display box, and that box being this lovely oversized Game Boy cartridge that I think is pretty cool. So yeah. Okay, so the reason we need to do this is so we can control the features of the screen while we're using it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tin these pads. It's not going to require much because obviously this is a ribbon cable and it's quite sensitive. So we're going to be very delicate here. I'll say delicate. I don't think I'm capable of that, but we'll see how we get on. So I'm going to, you see these three pads, sorry, it's L, R and Cell, L, R and Select. So we're going to need to just tin these to make our lives a little bit easier in a second. So next we need to connect these three wires you can see. And these came in the kit as well, which is lovely because I couldn't do wires like this. And we'll just push her into the solder there. There we go, there's one. And I'll do that one as well. And of course, apparently I've had all the coffee this morning, so I'm bouncing around everywhere. But yeah, I think we're good. Okay, let me just flatten these down to make sure that the wire doesn't go anywhere. There we go, and that bottom one's fine. Get rid of that random solder ball there. Okay, perfect. Now they do actually have a backing plate on here. And with there not being any ground here, I'm going to assume that they need to touch each other so they can share a ground. Because that would make sense, wouldn't it? Yeah, okay. We'll go with that then. Because their instructions are not very helpful. They don't have any words, ironically. Okay, so I'm gonna move these so they're facing that way. Perfect. Okay, so let's probably have to dangle this off here, I think. Yeah, no one's actually found where this adheres to, but considering there's very little option, I'm going to say it adheres to that, because that would make sense, wouldn't it? So I'll tell you what we'll do, we'll stick that first then, because that's going to, and let's just rub it. Don't worry, I'm not using a pointy bit. There we are. Okay, now I need to secure this down with some Captain tape. Okay, main thing is cover the circuitry. That's all we need to do. There we are, all good. As you can see, there's two of these. We're only going to be using this one, okay? However, they're in the same place, so we need to fold this over and fold this down. And of course, by doing that, we're covering up our pads. So what I've done is on the select line, I've put one fold, and on my R line, I've put two. And the L line is just as it is, basically. So what we'll do is, I'm trying to think how I can do this now. So I should probably pull them out this side. So I think I soldered them on the wrong side there, but hey ho. You can see I've got a bit more Captain tape here ready to go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold this fella down because we're not using him. Okay. And I'm going to fold you across because you are going to replace him. You're the new model. And there we are. And you can see we have no idea what our pads are anymore. So we definitely did a good job by folding these. Okay, moving on. So we'll get you in. I've seen some people use tweezers for this, but yeah, your hands are fine. There's L, perfect. Perfect, there we go. Yes, excellent. So those three are soldered. We're getting closer. Purple. Purple is the next step. So this is where things get kind of interesting. Okay, before I continue putting these in the kit you will get a couple of tiny metal springy thingies, and they are actually for the shoulder buttons. So what you do with these is, you can see one side is kind of prongy and there's a teeny weeny little notch there. So you put the prongy side in. There we go, it's a bit of a squeeze. So then it goes in, and then you end up with a little prong like that. Perfect. Hey, yeah, there we go. Look. That's how we go. Now we have our friend the bracket. You can see here. So this is where things get slightly interesting. So I need to figure out the orientation for this. What we need to do then is we need to get the screen. Oh, I can get you. There you go. Just get the screen through here like so, and then knock out the bloody button again. You can see why this is pretty much everyone's hated part of this. Everything just sort of fires itself across the room. Okay, right, so there we go. There we go, okay. Right, let me just plop the screen down. Make sure it's seated. And then, now it's resisting a bit because of the ribbon cable wants to jump up, but yeah, I definitely think that's in the right place now. That button is just resting in my account, apparently. Kudos for Father Ted references, by the way. Here's the tricky part. Lining everything up. So see, you go there. No, no. Oh, this is so annoying. Get everyone. Ugh. Jesus, she's got the monkeys at me. What's this? What is this? Excuse me. Why has the cap come off that button there? Here we go. Look, right, can we carry on now, please? Are we gonna have more of this? Okay, so a couple of changes. So what I've had to do is I've had to move this slightly because the ribbon cable wasn't connecting. Sorry, let's turn the brightness down now so it's not blown out. And I've just got the first screw in here, so it's looking promising. Okay, we're almost done. Let's get this fella on and hope it fits, eh? Oh, hello, it's a good sign. Oh, there's me R. There's me L. Ooh, okay, I think we're getting there. And the great thing is, with the new rechargeable battery, you get a little USB-C battery cover as well. Okay, so let's put the battery in there.
bit of a tight squeeze. Let's see, it's on, so let me just turn that off. There we are. And then we sandwich in the battery compartment. Somehow, that is very tight. Is that right? That can't be right, surely. I'll tell you what, I'll take that off because that's like breaking the damn thing. There you go, see, that looks a lot better. The port lines up, yeah. Okay, let's see. Hey, look at that. Beautiful. Beautiful. And of course, it's time to finally remove a... There we are. Gasp, there are some fingerprints under here. I am shocked and or appalled. How dare you, Funnyplaying? But what I'm going to do, I'm going to bung in my EverDrive and we'll see if that works. That's the ultimate test. A lot of these don't work with EverDrives and things like that, so if not, I'll have to get another cartridge, but let's have a look. Bling. Let's see. Ooh. The wheel's quite recessed, but should be alright. Okay, let's go. Ooh, I don't know. I'll tell you what, Klonoa. I see Klonoa there. Let's go with that. Listen to that. Very nice. Bow, 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 bow. Gazaland. I don't think Paul Gascoigne's from here, personally, but you never know. We're here in Gazaland. Ooh, how rude. I'm playing this with a bit of a delay on the camera, so you have to excuse me. Just mainly so I can see what you're seeing. But yeah, how about that? That works perfectly. And do you know what? Considering that chip was not exactly in the best state, I'm actually quite impressed with that. So the kit wasn't easy to put together. I can't tell a lie, that was a nightmare. But yeah, I mean, the hardest part wasn't soldering the chips, which is what I thought would be the hardest part. It's just not. That was really easy. The case, putting that together and getting everything lined up, that was a nightmare. And I still don't know what this little metal heatsink is for. It's now stuck to my thumb. If anyone knows, let me know. But yeah, until next time, let me know what your favourite GameCube games are. GameCube games? I mean, you could. But let me know what your favourite Game Boy Advance games are, and I'll give them a go. And yeah, see if I like them, let you know. Because I don't remember it at all. I mean, I had one. You saw it at the beginning of the video. But I did get that from a mate back when I was a kid. I think I only had Sonic Advance. Oh, and Golden Sun. I remember Golden Sun. But yeah. I don't remember any more than that, so if you have any recommendations, let me know. But until next time, I'll catch you around.